Yo, what's good, Wobblesters? It is me, yours truly, Wobble, back after an extended hiatus caused by unforeseen and unfortunate circumstances, related to a concerningly large increase in the number of certain chemicals circulating within my cranium's blood vessels, some of which made me lose consciousness rather rapidly. No, I am not talking about my utter catastrophic lifestyle choices, I was but simply asleep. But now we are back, better than ever, I'm doing alright, and by all that's holy I hope you are flourishing too, all of you beautiful people on the other side of the screen. And yes, I mean you specifically, sitting there passing time when you should be outside, touching grass. Gently, of course. Otherwise you will get into legal trouble. Regardless if you are now either sitting in your room or in a jail cell for assaulting grass, remember that life could always be so much worse. You could be a poor Victorian-era citizen, moving away from home in hopes of prosperity, then ending up in a town dictated by a complete moron. Now, where do I recognize him from? That is indeed our tale today in Town to City. It recently launched on Steam and caught my eye because, believe it or not, I do actually quite like calm and aesthetically pleasing games where you can let your creativity run free, listen to the amazing soundtrack, and feel like a member of the upper class. Cause that is limited to the point wherein I realize that I have also an endless craving for pain and suffering of others. This is, however, a joke, YouTube, please do not take this video down, I am serious. Nonetheless, our goal is to build a cute and prosperous little village and grow it from town to city. Oh, it's so beautiful. Can we manage to muster up a busy metropolis or end up with a love child between the average Italian city and a federal prison? Let's find out in Town to City. So it would seem that for starters we are given a piece of land presumably somewhere in the French countryside. Build 3 houses? Alright, can do, but obviously any reputable estate needs a road to be along. This should about do it. Now that is some quality design if I have ever seen some. Yeah, you people can go right here. Hey, that's cheating though, don't tell me this doesn't work. God damn it. Alright, so these market stalls we placed need a warehouse. And what do you know, this seems like the most appropriate place for it. Maybe, it seems to work, but even with maximum workers it's not enough to fill the demand. But hey, at least some goods are being transported, and you can't be picky if you move here. Or maybe they can. What do you want? After doing some other quests, we unlocked this research station. We could use it to access various shops and decor to increase the citizens' happiness, but most importantly, level up our town. It also allowed us access to fences. God's greatest creation to keep areas and creatures separated, and that includes us humans. Alright, now that is absolutely beautiful. Who doesn't love a bit of extra cardio in the morning? That's exactly the mentality we are looking for. Oh my god, this guy's so pissed. Keep going, buddy, you are almost there. Oh, what? No way. Surely you guys will continue on the path. Bruh. Seeing that we had not learned anything else except of the French people's ability to phase through walls, it was time to enlarge our settlement. I built a couple of more houses and tried to expand our fencing when I somehow made this frame-perfect abomination. Surely this will not prove to be a problem later on. Some time ago I had also constructed this mayor's house, which allowed us to receive quests from the citizens to construct whatever. Maybe someone wants to have that Gucci, or some children want to have hiding places. Out here is probably perfect. And scene. Wonderful. Seeing, however, as one fence hadn't been enough to stop the damn French, I tried to build a multi-layered one. Oh, huh? Oh, it crashed. And then I tried it again. Okay, I see, clearly someone is not up to this. We did manage to unlock a larger warehouse, which finally allowed for enough people to transport all the needed goods. Through the appropriate path, of course. I tried to make space for more market stalls when I discovered that if you pick up a bench with someone sitting on it, this person will be transported with the bench to a new location. Curious. Logically, the next step was to build a fuck ton of benches to relocate the next poor fool who sat on them to these greener pastures. Yoink. Alright, well, clearly the passion these people possess to get back to home is beyond any normal human's possibilities, when they will simply pass through walls and mountains and stop at nothing to make sure there is croissants available at all times, and that there is an active revolution taking place. Even with multiple layers of impassable brick walls, they will just teleport home. Maybe the Victorian times just were more technologically advanced than we remember. Back to the task at hand, growing our beautiful concrete paradise. I got tired of building roads to every building individually and just filled in the entire map with concrete flooring. We do not need such thing as biodiversity or retained air moisture. All these people need are cheese, housing, and an air quality resembling a sandstone. What, you don't like it and desire a house near the water? Here you go, enjoy the isolation. Obviously in this game, as any city builder, you have the ability to manage the taxation of your citizens. For this we needed a city hall that I conveniently managed to place outside the map's boundaries. I min-maxed the tax rate to ensure maximum money flow and to keep people happy enough to keep them moving in. A happiness rate of 60% is needed to keep up immigration rates to your cities. To keep this rating up, you must provide services and make sure the surroundings appear appealing to the citizens. However, this number can be inflated artificially by simply increasing the number of decorations drastically. If you spam these small flowers fast enough, for some reason their models become small and you can fit more per wall than usual. This way we pumped up the happiness, which meant more money from taxation. I love fooling the common man. God, this looks so horrible. You know, these small lanterns are actually kind of cute. We kept going until we unlocked artisan housing. These good, surprisingly, house artisans. A sort of an upper class. These people could provide us with quality goods, but also required luxuries around their house. Greedy bastards. Anyhow, both their presence and happiness is mandatory for us if we want to level up our sedimentary settlement. A place without work, eh? Well, we must build it far away to not ruin our planning. There we go. And a romantic picnic spot. Seems about right, doesn't it? To level up our city, we would need a lot more artisans, which I promise I managed to do with thoughtful planning ahead and management of resources, and not by upgrading random households and thus running out of workers. Oh dear. The process from now on was rather linear. Build a bunch of houses, provide them with the bare minimum to keep them happy, assign families into houses. Yet. However, soon we were faced by the biggest problem of all time. Rich people. That's right, we would need to house the bourgeois. That one. Hey, don't judge me. English is not my first or even my second language, okay? God dang it. These people were a huge pain in the ass. They would need a ridiculous number of luxuries near their houses, something which had proven to be not so commonplace with our previous planning methods. We had to lay off people from elsewhere to come work for the upper class, because just like in real life, only the top 1% matter. It's a horrible world we live in. I kept adding more and more services near the houses of the rich cunts, but nothing seemed to be enough for them. I had to lay off more and more people from the poorer areas to make the bloody bourgeois happy. Barely, and at the cost of the living standard of the lower class, we had made it. Our beloved Bellevue was now a grandiose city. The maximum level. Something else that had reached the maximum level was my patience. This unequal catering to the rich could not stand. There was only one way to fix this. You see, out of all of these people in the city, I am the only one who doesn't have a need for services and luxuries. I only have a need for money. And to get the most money we could muster, we have to turn to our old friend taxation. So I hatched a devious plan. If everyone, no matter where or locked in by whatever, always manages to teleport home, then logically I should trap the homes in. To keep up with the historical theme, I made this late medieval Star Fortress walled-in compound to the city outskirts and simply moved most of the people in. I took care to especially take in everyone who was in the upper classes. An interesting fact about how the population works in this game is that they do need a 60% average happiness to move in, but unlike in games like City Skylines for example, even when their happiness drops to 0, they will not move out. So after I had forcefully relocated all of my top-earning citizens into the compound of crumbled patriarchy, I pumped up the tax rate all the way up. We were now making a modest $13,000 a day, and the upper class couldn't be more pissed. As the French people say, liberté, égalité, baguette, something something. It really is a beautiful language. Well, I suppose all is well in the end. You people got a wonderful view of the tax hell over the hills, and with my newfound funding, I could return to my favorite pastime, setting up decorations and not caring about anyone's opinion or well-being. What a wonderful journey we've had today. Thank you all so much for watching and sticking along to the end. Now I know, my upload schedule is non-existent and I pop out of thin air every now and then to provide you all with tall tales of my adventures. But as I've said, life has sadly gotten into the way recently and I haven't just had the time to play and record these videos. Trust me, I go to university and the lack of activity is not because of rampant alcoholism. Although I suppose those two are things that don't cancel each other out. Anyways, soon my courses will be done and I will be a bit more free, so do expect more content in the near future. My presence may be rare, but trust me, I am not going anywhere. You are all both blessed and cursed by my presence. Now if you like this video, consider liking the video and subscribing. It really means the world to me and then I know what kind of content to focus on in the future. But as always, I have been Wobble. I hope I will be seeing you soon on our next adventure. Until then, take care.